Seemingly not. Looks like the rand against the major currencies have recovered, or at least holding steady, 21.09 against the British pound at the moment. So we've spoken to a number of the IEB matriculants themselves. Incredible pass rate. 2021 has been another great year for the IEB students. Most of them, if not all of them, actually I need to check that, eligible to study further. Overall pass rate of 98%. It's up on the previous year as well. Around 12,800 full-time and 968 part-time candidates wrote the IEB National Senior Certificate exams. Always get to speak to the CEO of the Independent Examinations Board of the IEB, Anne Oberholzer. Anne, good morning, and I want to suspect that maybe this is the year where I crack a smile from Anne Oberholzer. The numbers keep going up and up and up. At one point, we're going to talk about 100% overall, but what an incredible achievement. How are you feeling?
Gareth, I'm feeling wonderful. But really, all the credit must go to the learners who really have worked incredibly hard and overcome a whole range of challenges in order to achieve this, with the help, obviously, of the teachers. So as much as I'd like to take the credit, I have to pass it on, but it doesn't mean I can't bask in their glory.
So 2021, an unusual year, I think even probably worse than 2020, I think, because 2020 we were still finding our feet. I think there was a lot of people who could forgive some mistakes. 2021, it seemed like that new normal was the way to go. And the IEB, from what I'm hearing from the pupils, reacted very quickly. Online, barely face-to-face, but still the marks reflecting such good work. How do you think you were able to cope so quickly in adapting for the new normal?
Yeah, Gareth, in terms of the IEB's actual own operations, pretty much ran as normal, as it accordingly. But the schools were the ones that were really challenged. As you say, in the current grade, or the grade 12s that have just passed, had a terribly disrupted grade 11 year. And in the history of children, grade 11 is an incredibly important year. So to have that disrupted really was a problem. From the IEB side, all we did was to support the schools as best we can with advice on how to manage the pandemic, how to manage the academics. But really, the accolades must go to the learners and the teachers who... I mean, if we look at the teachers, they had to change from a very person-to-person teaching mode, which is what traditional schooling is, to a completely foreign way of dealing with children, namely through a computer screen.
Yeah.
And for them, that was an enormous change. Teaching is a very social profession, if I can put it that way, and relies on person-to-person interaction, which has not been possible for most of 2020 and 2021.
Do you suspect, Anne, as a last question to you, Anne, because I want to try and keep a focus on the marks for this year. As I say, we're going to get to a stage where you and I are going to talk about 100% pass rate. I imagine that is the target. How confident are you feeling about the year ahead, knowing there's this ongoing discussion about either back to normal, no rotational schooling, or how do you see the IEB handling 2022 with COVID not completely gone?
Yeah. Gareth, firstly, I don't think we'll ever get 100% pass rate, because there'll always be somebody who has something happen to them and they don't get through. But having said that, I think the schools have learnt over the past 2 years how to manage the pandemic, and hence the term, the new normal, is really becoming normal. Schools have learnt how to deal with the protocols. Teachers have learnt how to cope with the disrupted schooling year. So I'm confident that the current grade 12s, if they apply themselves, would achieve results of a similar nature.
And just a message quickly, Anne, before I let you go on this, to all the matriculants from last year. I mean, we had some outstanding results, 9 distinctions, 7 distinctions. Just perhaps a personal message for them all watching this morning?
Well, what I would like to say to them is that they are now on the threshold of the rest of their lives. And to make their lives meaningful, they need to take their talents and use them for good, so that our social ills in this country can be addressed and that they can be part of the solution.
It's such an exciting time when you've just passed matric, isn't it? You've got your whole life ahead of you. What I wouldn't do to have that moment back all those years ago. But Anne, congratulations to you, your entire organisation. It's another incredibly successful year for the IEB.